meeting of January 2025 to order. And I want to start because at this time, really in 2022, we would end up swearing in members prior to you guys being in. So Tim, first off, we'll start by swearing in. I,
Tim Zale,
do hereby affirm that I will support the constitutions
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of Ohio,
and the state of Ohio,
the laws and ordinances of
the laws and ordinances of
the city of Oregon,
the city of Oregon,
and I will honestly
and
and impartially
impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
as a member of the Oregon Planning Commission
as a member of the Oregon Planning Commission
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
And buddy, you're sworn.
Thank
you. And we'll save that round. And then, being that this is traditionally our organizational meeting, and we elect a chairman and a co-chairman, being that we do not have all of our members present. Yusuf Olive is one of them, had hip surgery and replacement, and he's not that mobile right now. And so I would make a motion that we continue on as Scott Winkowski serving as chairman pro tem today, and we host our organizational meeting in the February Planning Commission. So are there any objections? Hearing that there is none, I will also inform applicants that we're a body of 5 people, and you would have the option of having the full body here, but I would recommend you going forward at this time. If we think there's a problem in you securing, because you need to secure 3 votes, we will let you know that, and you could reserve to move it to next month if we think that there is not, the 3 is not going to happen. So you will have that option, and at this time, I would turn the meeting over to who is now our chairman, Scott Winkowski.
Thank you, Eric. First, I'd like to welcome Mr. Tim Zale to our commission. Hopefully things continue go as smooth as they have in the past. I'm going to put off the adoption of the meeting schedule for 2025 until next month, so that all 5 of us can be here in order to approve the meeting schedule for 2025. I would ask for a approval of the October 15th, 2024 regular meeting minutes.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. The October 15th, 2024 regular meeting minutes are approved. The only matter before us today is ST 1578-25, split transfer for a variance on minimum lot size in an R2 medium density residential zone district on the property described as parcel number 44-15334. The location is 5047 Noah Lane. The applicant owner is the Moses Schlachter Group. Mr. Schrake.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The analysis of this is due to the lot split. The parcel will not meet the minimum lot size. The applicant has provided a foundation placement plan which shows a smaller house model that will fit on the remaining lot after the split. This request would be a variance to a variance already granted to the Eden Park Villa development on October 20th, 2022 for the minimum lot width of 50 feet in lieu of 70 feet required per OMC 1127.02. The project review committee met and had no objections to the proposed split transfer, but had serious concerns that this is becoming a pattern for this subdivision. It is not a favorable trend and is not a good idea to keep granting additional variances on lot size. Our recommendation is the project review committee recommends adding a condition that no additional variances would be granted for either lot. The public service and building and zoning departments have no objection to the proposed split transfer with the committee's recommendations.
Thank you. The applicant approach and give us your comments, please.
My name is Paul Schmitz. What I'm looking to do with the lot transfer is add a small garage to the side of my existing property at 305 Jude. Myself and Doug Howard went through doing the lot split. We moved it a couple times to make sure we could fit the same size buildings that are built there now. I did give Steve a drawing that was a little bit out of measurement, but more favorable towards fitting a larger house. Any questions?
I have one for Mr. Schrake. On this diagram, this is lot 8, or this is not lot 8. Is it lot 9 that we're dealing with or lot 8 that we're dealing with? Or both?
Mr. Chair, it would be both. Lot 8 would be reduced in size and Lot 9 would increase in size.
And when we're talking the frontage, are we talking about the 43.69 and 52.62 or the 43.69 and 48.16? I see that on there. Is that what the old one was? On lot 9, there's two numbers. There's 48.16 and 52.62.
I think it's the
There-
back section.
There would be an increase of 4.72 or something like that.
4.47.
4
Added to the
right.
48.
So does lot 9 become conforming if we allow this? Because I thought it was a 50-foot.
Lot 9 already is conforming, and then it would increase in size. Should be conforming.
Well, it's actually 50-some feet when it gets back to the building line.
Right, it's at the building line.
Yeah, the building line. See that up there, see, it's kind of a pie shape, so it's shorter in the front, but when it gets to the building line, it
It
is,
is 50.
it does meet the 50 feet.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear on that.
Quick question. You mentioned something about adding a garage to which lot?
It'd be Lot 9.
Lot 9? And that would be to which portion of that particular building right there?
It would be to the left
To
side,
the left of it?
offset back 4 feet.
Okay,
So it would kind of match the front of the house. The roof lines would stay the same. I'm not raising or doing anything like that. The roof line would stay the same as the existing house.
okay, thank you. Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Zale?
Okay, so the way I'm seeing this is we're looking at a variance in the frontage of the buildings or the lots. If I'm getting this correct, the size of the actual buildings themselves will be the same. One's not gonna be smaller than the other.
No, my house is the largest, one of the largest houses in there.
Are you 9?
I'm 9.
You're lot 9?
I'm
Okay.
5 foot wider. That's the drawing I give you. I actually placed my same house right in there. In their lot size when it was downsized.
Okay,
His standard houses are 5 foot less. I extended mine when I built it.
okay. Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Mazer?
I think it's worth pointing out that all of the houses on this side of the subdivision where call it the pie-shaped lots is fully developed. I believe that lot 7 has been developed. Correct me
That
if
is
I'm wrong.
correct.
So,
It's
the-
just the one lot next to me, lot 8, that's not developed yet.
so lot 8 is the last remaining parcel that is undeveloped at this time on this curve. And then I believe it was just to the south of that, 2 parcels to the south of lot 9. Is that, yours is lot 9?
Yes, there's
So-
actually three
2 parcels.
houses after mine that are developed.
Correct, but 2 parcels to the south, the planning commission approved of a similar situation
That is
where
correct.
the parcel adjacent to yours developed and was widened. The other parcel was shrunk down and was developed.
Yes, which that was a smaller lot. It's actually a smaller house than what would fit on
It's a smaller house, but most of the houses in this subdivision are,
their villas. yeah.
they're villas. They're
Yes.
small to begin with. But I think it's worth pointing out that the planning commission did approve that before. I mean, we had a very long, much longer discussion than what I had thought we would have. I think we were in the room for about an hour and a half discussing this and what this could mean for, you know, the development as a whole for Oregon. And, you know, you want to, you know, make sure development happens in a way that stands the test of time. You know, it's almost like, you know, we're talking about sacrificing quality on one side and diminishing, you know, one parcel on the other side. But I mean, all in all, though, the villa style houses, the smaller houses do fit this. I mean, we spent an hour and a half talking about this, and that's why we came up with the recommendation that we did. Is one, it happened once before. But we caution that no more variances in this area be allowed like this again, for sake of, and we felt that this area right here in the corner with the pie-shaped lots is a little tougher to work with. But everything else is pretty uniform. So I don't know if you have any questions specifically about the discussion we had, but I just want to give you some context behind the recommendation, so. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Zell?
You know, I look at all the lots within this, street. And of course, this lot, because it's pie shaped, looks like it's a larger lot than a lot of the lots. But it doesn't look like the frontage of this, by drawing wise, seems much different than all the other lots, except for actually maybe lot 9, or what is it, lot 8?
Yeah.
And they're both the same on frontage. I mean, they're all within a couple feet of each other on frontage in the front.
All the other lots, yeah.
If you
What
know,
I guess I'm
what's
getting
the-
at is what really is the question here that we're having an issue with? I know we don't want to keep doing variances. I understand that. But what really is there an issue here?
Mr. Chairman,
Mayor?
and I go back to the beginning when this concept of putting in a villa-style development started with Doug Howard and Tom Slaughter. And it was kind of uncharted in our city at the time because it was going to be one of the first smaller grouped lot-sized deal. And they said, well, we're willing to work with you in whatever you think will work, because there was a new style of houses and development in our city. So we said we'd have to adjust and actually create possibly a new zoning for these villa-style homes, because they were going to be tighter connected. That's what people wanted. So I said, when you come in with requests, I would have I would want to grant what your desires were, because it's your subdivision and you have to sell the rest of the lots. I'm not in favor of putting restrictions on Lot 8. They can ask for whatever they want. I think they should have that right. So if somebody comes in for Lot 8, they might get denied because of the impact that's already on there. But then we would have the ability to still deny it. They can, I believe somebody should have the right to ask at least for whatever they want. So I have no objections to what he has proposed here. I wouldn't be out on the surface willing to add the condition of the Architectural Design Committee, because I think we deny somebody the right to ask for some type of variance. Because we can always deny that if we find it to be unfit, what they want to do. And we could also approve something if no one in that neighborhood objected to something and someone wanted to fill the lot. I think it's golden, because it's their subdivision. I don't care what they put in there, as long as they don't,
I
You
went
want-
around, I went around and talked to my neighbors today, asking questions. Couple more concerned at first till they seen what the layout was, as long as it was.
But Paul, in
One of
all
the-
honestness, is they're not here. If they're here to object, they have the option to come in and
But they
object.
were all good with
Yeah.
it after I went through and showed them the drawings and everything. Everybody was on board in the neighborhood that I talked to today, so. I wanted to make sure I wasn't upsetting my neighbors also, so.
But what we had in our zoning code to originally allow this, we didn't have anything for this. And due to this in our town center, that it was similar, the next closest thing to this. And I believe we're gonna have more requests like this. So we may, add something to our zoning code that initially takes a lot of this into account. And there'll always be people looking for variances or exception to the rules, because this is new for us. And so I just want to say that.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Razor.
And I would add to that there is, we're going through the comprehensive plan update, and there is a need for this type of housing. So, I mean, that's definitely, and I like that comment that, any other variance would come back to the planning commission. And yeah, I'm a big proponent of freedom, letting people do what they want, within reason, of course.
As long as it
Always-
doesn't negatively
always-
impact someone
Yeah.
else.
Always within reason. But that's all I want to say. And driving through the neighborhood, when you look at the other lot, I think it's lot 10 and 11. Lot 11 was the one that was constructed with the narrower lot. It doesn't show up on here, but it's, when you drive around there, you'll see it. But to me personally, I don't think it looks out of place. I don't think it, it kind of, if it fits with the neighborhood, yeah, it's a little bit different than the other ones, but it's, it fits with the neighborhood because of the size of the, these are villas. So, I mean, that's the way the neighborhood was designed for,
Do we
the
know
smaller
what the
style home.
do we know what the status of lot 8 is? Does somebody own it? Is somebody
That's-
building on
And
it?
that was a big concern of ours too, was the making sure that something was built on it. We didn't want to see that.
At some point, we want that to be
Gaping hole.
marketable, and we don't want to make it too small to make it unmarketable.
But Mr. Chairman, the developers own that lot,
Correct.
and they're the ones requesting this request. So I can't believe that they're going to negatively impact what they believe is themselves.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's more of a comment than a question.
All right.
Of the developers are the ones standing here saying, hey, we're okay with this. It's not,
They're the
Just-
applicant.
it's not just Mr. Smith saying,
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are gonna run the
owners
financial
of Lot
risk.
8 are applying for Lot 9's.
Correct. They're the ones that run the financial risk.
Correct.
And he's looking to start that in the spring. Along with the garage, if everything's approved.
Mr. Mazar, I can see the wheels spinning.
I was just gonna say that just kind of driving around this neighborhood, that at one point in the summer, there were 10 units under construction. I don't think he's slowing down. I think He's,
Faster than you can build them.
yeah, so I don't think he's slowing down. That's just me. I mean, I didn't have a conversation with him directly, but I don't think he's gonna have a problem putting something up and selling it. That's just my opinion.
Thank you.
Yep.
I do have to call to the floor if there's anyone else that would like to speak, either in support or opposition to this. You're welcome to come forward. Okay. Any further questions from the panel?
Close the public hearing.
You may.
I move we close the public hearing.
Second.
Any objections?
Any objections to closing the public hearing? Hearing none. Public hearing is closed. Floor is open for discussion or a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Mayor,
I move we accept ST 1578-25.
Second.
roll please.
Mayor Safarian,
Yes.
Mr. Zale,
Yes.
Mr. Friesler,
Yes.
Chairman Winkowski.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, we wouldn't recommend you wait till next month.
Thank you.
Passes.
Any objection to dismissing? Hearing no objection, this matter is, and hearing is closed. Adjourned.
You feel good now?
You're dismissed?
Now you're no longer.
So how did we get out of him?
Because